Okay, in this lesson, we're going to look at advertisements. Or you might say advertisements. Or even adverts. Or what about ads? All of these are great. They are nouns we can use when speaking. And they refer to the individual adverts that you see. There is another noun, advertising. But that refers to the field of adverts, right? So advertising contains lots of individual adverts. Okay. Now, with this topic, I think it's connected to a lot of other topics, right? And I think that's important because you may be pulling vocabulary from different topics to help you give better answers on this topic, right? Think about shopping, online shopping, social media, television. All of these are connected, right, with adverts. So you can take your knowledge and your language from those topics to help you here. Okay, let's move on. Have a look at some of the possible questions you might get on this topic. Do you see a lot of advertising? Are there any types of advertisements that you like? Have you ever bought something because of an advertisement? Do you watch advertisements from the beginning to the end? And here are some useful collocations you might use when talking about adverts. Collocations are words that normally go together, right? So we talk about an advertising campaign. And that may have a series of adverts in order to target an audience, an advertising campaign. We can say that an advert, if it's very good, right, it's a captivating advert. Captivating. Can you say that? A captivating advert. Nice. Or an engaging advert. An engaging advert. Great. It means it's good. It keeps the viewer and draws them in, keeps them engaged. However, you can also have an intrusive advert. Say that with me. An intrusive advert. An intrusive advert comes from the idea of an intruder. An intruder is a person who comes into your house without an invitation. What are you doing here? Go away. I don't know you. Right? They're intrusive because they're coming into your space without an invitation. A lot of telephone calls are intrusive, right? They just call you and you have to answer. Well, you don't have to, but you think you have to. A lot of advertisements, especially on social media, can be intrusive, right? You don't want to see them. They just come at you thick, fast and thick. I talked about an engaging advertisement. You can also have an engaging slogan. The slogan is the phrase that is connected to the brand or the advertisement, right? Nike, just do it. Yeah, it's a great slogan. It's an engaging slogan. Just do it. Nike or Nike, I don't know. I say Nike. With that, let's move on to the first question. Again, 15 seconds, give me your answer. Do you see a lot of advertising? Okay, great. Here is a sample answer. For sure. I think nowadays we are bombarded with adverts left, right and centre. I see them on my social media feeds, on website pop-ups, and to be quite honest, by and large, I find them quite intrusive. Okay, let's have a look at the language, right? So I said for sure. So it's a confirmation saying yes, for sure. We are bombarded with adverts. To bombard is to hit again and again and again. Especially thinking about bombs. When you drop lots of bombs on a city, you're bombarded. That's where it comes from, right? But we can be bombarded with questions by students, bombarded with adverts. And this is nice. Left, right, and center. It means all over the place, everywhere, right? When you go into not my hometown, when you go into this city here, Santander, in the summertime, there are tourists left, right, and center, everywhere. There are nice bars left, right, and center. Okay, it's a nice expression. I see the adverts, I see them on my social media feeds. So I'm taking language from social media, right? My Facebook feed. It's the list of posts in your page that are refreshed every second, right? It's your feed, your social media feed. Website pop-ups. I'm sure you're familiar when you go to a website and suddenly there pops up an advertisement. So annoying. And to be honest, by and large, right, most of the time, or generally speaking, I find them quite intrusive. They are annoying because they come in without invitation. Excellent. Some nice language. Go back, practice your own answer again. But for now, let's move on to the second question. Are there any types of advertisements that you like? Here's a sample answer. Well, yes, some adverts that tell a story can be quite engaging. So rather than focusing on the product features, they focus on the user and their emotions. I think these are easier to relate to, and that emotional connection is really powerful. Okay, so signpost at the start. Well, yes, clear. Some adverts that tell a story can be engaging. Talked about engaging adverts or captivating. So rather than something, then something else. So rather than focusing on the product features, they focus on the user. So this is where you're contrasting something, right? Rather than doing this, it does this. Rather than reading a book, I prefer to watch a film, right? So the advert, rather than focusing on this, it focuses on this, right? Making that contrast. They focus on the user. There's a nice, or the customer, you could say. These are easier to relate to, and to relate to something means to identify with it, is to feel a connection with, right? I can relate to you because we have a similar culture or a similar background, right? I can have a connection with you. I can relate to this book, or I can relate to this advertisement, means I have that connection with it. And you can talk about the emotional connection, right? It's not a logical connection. It's the feeling connection, which is very powerful. So some nice collocations there. I can relate to somebody or something, and I have an emotional connection to something. Excellent. Great. That's it for adverts. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.